me hop out into this. Like 1 second. I'm good, brother. How you been, man?
All right, man. I heard you bought a new car. Settling the system, huh?
Yeah, definitely did that. It
First of
got
all, man,
crazy on me real quick too.
welcome to the channel, man. You're the first guest on Black Rosewood TV. Welcome to the tribe. Welcome to the
What's
tribe, my
poppin',
good
my
brother.
brother? Good to be here. Thank you for the
I,
invite,
I
man.
see you've
Thank
been
you for the
using that
invite.
paternal oil and that oregano oil. I see you over there glowing, cuz.
Got to. I've been taking that oregano every day, man. Every day.
Wow.
That shit, yo. I really recommend that one. That one, you can feel it in the cognitive. Like
Definitely.
you can really tell from when you're not taking it to when you are taking it. Definitely get a little more clarity, and you kind of just know that inside of your body, it's like clearing shit out, clearing out
Yeah.
microplastics and shit like that. You feel me? So
Heavy metals.
heavy
The
metals,
heavy
that one
metals got to
too.
go.
Them joints be falling right from the sky nowadays, so gotta do
Yeah.
what you can. Real.
I'm looking at the sky behind me. The clouds is looking kind of normal today. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no bull. That's a fact. It's rare. It's not up there patterned out and all that.
You see
It's
the sound
rare.
frequency. You see the frequency in the waves of the clouds, like in the water. That's from frequency stuff.
Hmm. Nah, for real.
Yeah, man.
You already know that.
I'm just chilling, man. I'm trying to get it together, man. You know, work week about to start up again. Got to keep working after work. Just don't stop, man. Like, gotta work, work, work. I'm starting to feel like a slave,
You know,
cause the
that's the
real
grand
is
scheme. That's the grand master plan of the whole situation.
for real, for real. I got a problem with this because I don't, I ain't never condone nobody getting a hold of my money before I get it. Like, at least let me give you what I want to give you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might not want to give you
That's real
nothing.
talk.
Sometimes I might not want to give you nothing. Like, yo, I got things I need to take care of. But
I need
hey,
this. You
word.
know what I'm saying? I gotta do this, this, and this. For real.
But yeah, if you need $100, I can do that. But you trying to take five from me every time? That's crazy.
Yo, word. If he vicious every trip, yo.
These we dealing with some vamp, vampiristic entities, man. Where they just take it from every angle. I'm talking about every angle. You cannot escape it. We're gonna be paying for air pretty soon, kind of like in the movie Spaceballs. You know what I'm saying?
Man, if
They
they
really
could, they would.
they trying to do it.
If they could, they would, bro. That's a
They
fact. It's really when you
but
say that every angle, really all like any type of way you cut it, man. They get you in school, they get you in religion, they get you in your everyday with the
yeah,
systems that they built up to keep you in the box. They get you by the information that they're taking from you when you search online and how they listening to you and how they putting ads in front of your face to get you triggered to buy certain things and tap in with certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like they get you from the sky when they dropping them chemicals.
yep.
Every angle, 360, bro. So that's why you gotta
You know
at
what's
least
crazy
personally. Yeah, what's up?
is that I think it was the Rockefeller dude that said we gonna put it here, we gonna put it in there, we gonna put it in this, and they'll never even know. We're gonna do it from so many angles that they're never gonna be able to escape it. And that's kind of what you're describing, like you're experiencing it from
He,
every
he said like the illusion will be so vast that the truth will be harder to believe than the fiction.
yeah. So when we unravel the the fiction, right? When we get to the chicken, when we get to the meat and potatoes and what's really going on, it's so you it's so insane that people won't believe it.
Right.
So even like when we talk about every angle, the symbolism that we got to deal with out here, even the triggering of the mind from the symbols that you even lay eyes on, you don't even know you're being hypnotized. Like at that point,
For real. For real. Till you start really researching symbolism and yup.
yeah,
Yup.
them things is serious.
Bro,
Yeah,
even to the energy drinks. It's funny you show the energy drink, bro. With that monster symbol, bro. Like the symbolism is real, bro.
it's right in front of your face. You can't escape it. The person that owns Monster probably owns that one. You know what I mean?
You know it's all conglomerates.
All conglomerate
But they preach no monopoly. You can't monopolize, but we can.
for real.
I'll be like, damn, this shit crazy.
You know, when I discovered that when the light bulb went off about how everything that we normally do in our day to day has been um, made illegal. So, for instance, the homie the other day, yesterday, I ran into this dude. He said, "Yeah, man, I got a ticket because I was pissing behind a thing, or whatever." I said, "Damn, see, that's a normal thing that we've been doing for thousands of years. They get over here, criminalize it so they can make chicken. Like, come on, yo. How do you think people was eating before them people got here and arrived in Plymouth, right? We, you can't even go hunting no more. Yeah, that's
Gotta
illegal.
get a license.
You can't go fishing no more. That's illegal.
Gotta get a license.
You can't travel no more.
Gotta get a license.
Yo, this is all angles, cuz. So
Oh,
so like yeah, it kind of messes with my soul, real life, because I know I'm organic to the land, so I can feel it. Like, wow. Now that I got time to sit down and process the stuff and get away from the of the what's the word when you, the programming. You know what I mean? I had to let go of that
yeah.
and ingrain all my cognitive
It's
dissonance
a
back. That
it's a process. It's really a process because it's like it initially it feels like a personal attack. You feel me? You like damn, like you from what you've been taught. You know what I'm saying? Like it affects your spirit. It affects the ether in you. It doesn't agree with you because you're like, damn, this is against everything I've been taught. But then when you start really seeing how it plays out in your life and you start really reading, you start gathering more knowledge on the shit, really starts
volume went out. Can't hear you. I don't know what happened. Volume went down. I don't know what happened. It's weird. Go out and come back in. I don't know if you can still hear me. Go out and come back in, brother. Um, Probably got a phone call or something. But yeah, man, like you when you when you can just feel some things ain't right, it just ain't right. Like what else is there to do except try to relieve yourself of the overcast that you have that's been placed upon you by them people that control this, you know what I'm saying? They call it the elite, they call it the Illuminati, they call it all that, but all it is the devil, you know what I mean? Because the word devil really means anybody that is your enemy. And that's what it is because that's the way it's broken down from every aspect of religion. It's your enemy. So at the end of the day, man, like we gotta get this information out to each other. We gotta talk about it so that we can get on another level. We cannot. Can I resend it? He probably got a call from dealership or something. Homie's trying to get his car at the dealership. But once again, it's a beautiful day. Welcome to Black Rosewood TV. Yeah, so I don't want to resend it. Let me see if I can figure it out. So, what this does. I don't know how to work this. Oh, let me see if that'll work. Post copy link. Share to audience. I have the phone. This we send that. Let's see if that'll work. I don't know if that'll work. So they'll be able to come back in. Yeah, ain't nothing like it, man. Ain't nothing like it. It's beautiful out here, man. Like I said, man, like to come out here and have the opportunity to get some fresh air, people watch, see the energy that flows within the beings on Earth on a level where you just connecting back with nature, putting your feet in the sand, putting your feet on the grass, grounding, doing it, trying to do it the right way, man. Trying to do it differently than what we was doing, being in the concrete jungle, because I'm fortunate that I escaped it and haven't been pushed back into the concrete jungle. There's nothing in the concrete jungle that helps build a human connection with the earth. You got no trees, no grass, you just got driveways, sidewalks, and streets. So we was pushed away from the southern, from the south up to the north. And that was a big pump fake that a lot of our parents had to go for, because if your great grandmother had to get pushed up north from the south, then normally the family's gonna follow the big mama. And it's when she wound up there in the concrete jungle, then we all wound up there. We got Tyrone's taken from what we had on the land that we had, all the you grow your own tomatoes, your own cucumbers, your own watermelon, everything, your own potatoes, your own cabbage. You can grow it all on your land down in the south. But once you live in an apartment building on a street with sidewalks and no trees, no backyard, no nothing, then you find out that they done made it illegal to grow, to have your own garden in certain towns and cities and states. That sounds completely unbearable, treacherous. That sounds illegal to me, that someone can tell us what to do and we go for it. I'm tired of going for it. I'm tired of these people just trying to control the world, take over every aspect of everything that we do normally and naturally on the land. I'm saying, if I want to go fishing, I should just be able to go fishing. You criminalize that so you can make money off of it? Yeah, man, it's messed up, man. It's messed up. We're living in a time where they're trying to really, really take more control of what we got going on, so that we're left with nothing. That's why they put us in the concrete jungle amongst each other, so that we can fight over the chicken, so that we can fight over the the minimal resources that are in the concrete jungle. We running around smacking each other down. We running around robbing each other. We got nobody telling us, don't do that, go the other way. It's like, let them all be degenerates, let them act that way. Don't say nothing, because if you say something, they gonna smack you down. And it's like, yo, no one, you got no more Big Mamas, no more Miss Curlys, nobody selling ices to the children in the neighborhood. They know all the children names. If an elder come around, they stop cussing, they clean up, they put the cigarettes out, all that good stuff. We don't do that no more. People just don't care. So starting to notice like how bad it really is. You can't even tell the sisters what's going on without them getting triggered and wanting to call you, trying to shame you because you trying to hold on to your masculinity. And I know that the divine feminine and what they capable of, but they going about their business the wrong way, trying to get their power back. Because this is Mother Earth, and the sisters, they been Tyrone. They got the power, they just using it the wrong way. I don't know if they understand it. I think a lot of men understand the power of the woman, of the queens, right? But everybody ain't no queen, everybody ain't no king. They, they're very far and in between, like far and few. Like you have to understand that all of y'all can't be what you think you are because the world somehow messed your brain up. You have malware corruption inside of your vessel in your quantum processor that is bad programming. It's corrupted. You ever had a laptop and it just keep freezing and it don't act right? That's corruption. You got to get rid of that. Most of the time, you can't even break it to get it fixed. You just got to go get a new one. So that leads you to people digging out the race, passport bros, a whole new situation people got to deal with due to the corruption of people's mentality. And got to try to clean it up though. And the only way it's really gonna get cleaned up is if the sisters clean it up. The sisters that still got a pure mentality, a pure, unadulterated computer processor with no viruses. They the ones that gotta get on them other sisters' back. They gotta check them because they ain't gonna listen to us. You see it on like when the dudes go on the panels, when they be on the panels with some of the shorties and stuff, some of the ones that are corrupted. It's a waste of time. I don't even know why they even allow some of those corrupted brains on the panels to just regurgitate and reverberate the same nonsense that doesn't help anybody. And it could help if they knew better, they do better, and give their opinions and feelings and their information, deliver it in a better way. Because it's not what you say, but how you say it 95% of the time. But the way they say things, the way they think, it's wrong. It comes out wrong. They got a point, but they're all talking about the same Negroes. They all talking about the same pookies. Like, where do you find these dudes that get down like that? The things that y'all be saying. So that's one level of why this ain't working. And it ain't gonna work. I don't know what this means. Yeah, so I'm just out here trying to chop it up with the Black Rosewood tribe, man. Everybody, one love. Everybody, find your joy. You gotta find it some way, one way or another. But never stop and never settle, man. And when I say that, I'm not talking about settling. I'm not gonna settle. You better settle, because what I'm talking about is you have to keep going. You have to keep trying. If you get smacked down, if you fall, you got to get back up and try it again. I heard an interesting point that a brother was making, and it made a lot of sense. That he was talking about how like a woman will say, "Oh, I'll never mess with nobody a man that don't make more than I do." And it's like, see right there making that statement, you sound stupid, delusional, and very selfish. You wasn't. You ain't figured out by now that you didn't come down to earth to be selfish and not. You worried about monopoly money. That's the problem. You ain't figured out that the stuff's not real. You know what I mean? That's not what's important down here on the land. It's not what's important down here under the firmament. It's not important what's supposed to be going down on earth and why you came here to get down. You didn't come down here to fight over monopoly money and judge somebody over monopoly money that was created to create division. It's exactly all file for the pump fake. You got no gold, you got no silver, you have no eggs, you got no chickens, you got no bison, you got no cows, you got nothing, you got no resources, you don't have no farms, you have nothing. All you doing is worried about monopoly money and then judging somebody because the system built was built to make one have more monopoly money than the other so that you can judge the other one and think that you're better than the other one when you're picking a side. That's the problem. You keep picking sides and you're not supposed to pick a side while you're here. And when you really think about it, what's going to happen if Jesus returns? Like they said, he'll come back, right? They off them then. What you think's going to happen? Off them again. Because picking a side, they already picked their side. Now they got you picking a side, worried about some monopoly money that they print every day, at every moment. They printing something right now, and 100%, 99% of us are fighting over it and worried about it. 99% of your day, you worried about the chicken. And that's where the pump fake comes in when you should be just trying to get rid of your chicken and do something for somebody out here in the world with your chicken. But became so separated and so selfish that not a lot of people are unable to see the program. Woman says, I will never date a man that makes less than her. So let's say she makes $500,000 a year. With that mentality, with that mindset, how many men really make that much money a year? It's probably like 1% of men that there'll be that are available, that aren't married, that aren't living an alternative lifestyle, that aren't in jail, that aren't that are well, let's say attractive enough or meet a criteria of ethnicity or background that you got to pick from. You got less than 1% of it. So if you ain't gonna date nobody that makes less than you, might as well buy a dog, get a cat, get your friskies. You know what I'm saying? Get your friskies, get your dog food up, get a bowl, enjoy it, because that's what's gonna go down. All right, you're gonna wind up being alone. And that's not what I want. I want the community to fall back in line and get back to reality, because the one that people are trying to create, it ain't gonna work. You can't create something that has no benefit for the people. And the most important resource on the land is the people. And if you're up in age and you haven't figured out what's important is what the most important thing on the land is the people, then you need to reevaluate what's important to you. It's not a house, it's not a car, it's not monopoly money, it's not jewelry, it's the people. If you have enough people, they'll create the resources for you. If you have enough people on your side, like-minded people, enough family. That's why we used to have big families, because you had to. People knew that it was people that was gonna hold you down. But anyways, man, it's a beautiful day. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get hit when we get notified when we drop something. It's real life. We all gotta work together. We all gotta support each other one way or another. Some of the sisters out there living reality, real Kaya. Um, who else? I like Blueburn. I like her. She's fire. Uh, Vicky Dillard, fire. Um, all the sisters over there at Unscrambled Minds. Keep working. We love you over here. We support it. This is Black Rosewood TV. Welcome to the tribe. We working. Shout out to Young Elder, Rod Hayes, Black Magic, Radiohead Rich, Billy Carson, Red and Blue Pill, B Dell. I saw this video the sister dropping a video about B Dell. I think her name Oshun something. She be on Facebook going in. She don't like B Dell. She said he's a plant. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, see, that's the point. Like, just because gotta be the separation, man. We have too many reasons not to like each other, not to support each other. That's what this internet has done to us. It has gave us the ability to look into each other's lives with a fine-tuned microscope and judge one another. You might have liked them for a whole year straight, and then you found out that the person likes Donald Trump or supports Donald Trump, and now you don't want to mess with them just based off of their own view on a political stance that really don't have nothing to do with you. You like them for a whole year, and now you want to, yo, telling you, man, they created the great separation, and we're playing right into their hands. We're playing right into their hands because they know spiritually what was going to happen on the land, what was going to happen since that last solar eclipse. And if you wasn't fine tuning yourself, doing your shadow work, and by the way, you got to do your shadow work. If you don't know what it means, don't use the Google. What Google's going to tell you, it's only going to tell you some BS because they don't want you to know what shadow work actually entails, right? So, if during that last solar eclipse or the eclipse or whatever, I forget what time of the year it was, but if you wasn't on a good vibration and frequency, you was gonna stay stuck right where you was, and you was gonna get your upgrades to the downloads and the availability and the situation we going through on the land, where it's like some people will be upgraded and some will be basically walking zombies, the walking dead. Yo, you know how many people are just dropping dead right now because they can't take what's coming off that sun? You know how many people are getting like sick very, very fast, falling out, and never standing back up because they can't take what's going on the land from the sun. The earth is getting its upgrades. A lot of certain human beings are getting their upgrades. And you can see it, you can see it, you notice it. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of things going on during this new age and time that we're coming into, leaving out of the Piscean age, coming into the age of Aquarius, where it's the age of information and the age of truth. You have to be able to think outside the box and not put yourself in a box, and so you stay trapped in that box. The box is just a way of thinking. It's picking a side. If you are a religious person, then it sucks because religion was only put there to control you and put you in a box so that you cannot elevate and put the puzzle together, because there's pieces to the puzzle in there in each religion that you're supposed to, I figured it out. You're supposed to go and study all of it, learn it, and then get into other things. And then that'll lead you into the spiritual realm of what's going on the land, right? Because there's so much more to us than meets the eye. And for instance, I kind of like got a background, started with like into the 5% Nation, studied the FOI. Well, first, grew up as Christian Baptist, hated that, right? But had to go through it. That's what the program it was that was given from my grandmother. My parents really didn't rock with no religion, but my grandmother, their parents did, and forced to go into them hot square rooms where I'm looking at an entity on the wall that don't even look like me. I don't even rock with that. I don't even get out of here. I'm over here eating freaking syrup sandwiches and you talking about going in there and giving up the chicken, grandma? How you gonna give the chicken away and we got peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for dinner? It don't even make no sense, right? You giving the chicken away. So I never really rocked with that. I felt that it was a scam from 5 years old since I can remember. Get out of here. Make like an egg and beat it. Get that away from me. But you gotta keep going. You gotta keep working. You never stop. You never settle. You're searching for your searching your whole life for what's really going on if you about your business, right? Because that's what men do. Men keep working, keep trying to figure it out. Why am I here? I know I didn't come here to be nobody's slave. So I went through the 5% Nation, fast for 5 days. And I think it was 7 days. No food, no water, so you can get down with the team. What's up, guys?
Back in the mix. Back in the mix. It's popping.
Ain't nothing, man. It's over here still going in, trying to. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It look nice over there.
Yeah, it is, man. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I can't make it up. I said, man, look, I walk across the street to the beach, so I gotta start utilizing what's readily available.
That's real. It be the
Oh,
stuff that we be overlooking every day. That be right there. Gotta appreciate it.
yep,
Oh yeah.
yep. I got some Salvadorians over here doing push-ups and sit-ups. I got white women over here telling them what to do, how many to do. This shit crazy.
Slid over there.
The seagulls is out, birds is out.
hmm
The state troopers is back. One just rode by me looking. I know he see the can on the. This ain't no beer, homie. They just can't wait to come. They can't wait to come try to monetize some shit from the kids. Yo, it's crazy. Trying to steal my chicken. Yo, that 500 wasn't enough.
Word. Word though. You know.
For real. Yeah. So I was where was I? I think I was around like talking about the Great Separation, the Age
Okay.
of Aquarius. You know what we're all experiencing, where some of us are our malware is not corrupted, while a lot of people's malware is corrupted. So then I was, getting into like, yo, what's really going on? What type of frequency are you on? So listen, what do you think about like the law of attraction, vibration, and frequency? Like if you want a high vibration, what you gonna get? What's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Who you
That's
gonna
what you're gonna
attract?
attract. Yes, sir. 100%. It's and it's crazy because it's in your subconscious. You know, your subconscious is more powerful than your conscious. So you gotta train your subconscious to know what you really want out of this situation. And then when the core of your being is really on that, then that's usually how shit start playing out for real. I've definitely experienced that in real time, multiple
Yeah,
occasions.
you know how that shit work, right? You ever be like in a car with someone? This happens where you could be like, you see the police and you get scared, right? And then you
Mhm.
get pulled up. Then you get pulled over. You can be legit. You can have everything legit, but if you have that energy of scary, then that's what you're gonna get. But when you in a car, you ride and you just like, oh, I don't care about none of
Whatever.
that.
You know
You
what
don't,
I'm
you don't,
saying?
you don't draw that energy to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to stay away from low vibrational people nowadays because I see there's no reciprocity in the relationships. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's
buddy.
that's what a lot of men are dealing with nowadays, where they're noticing no reciprocity in a lot of the relationships they have, so they choosing to go the other way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's too real, man. Yeah, that's why listening to your intuition is key, man. That shit is real key because that's that inner God talking to you, trying to let you know the right way to go. You know, so it's like,
yeah.
yeah,
The the ego, the ego that is so pertinent in a lot of people right now. Like their ego, people can't let go of the ego,
hmm
and that's where a lot of mistakes come in on the behalf of a lot of people because the ego is a low vibrational state, a way
yeah,
of thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's it's kind of like you can kind of feel it, notice it with people, especially if they're religious, if they're abiding by a doctrine, the dogma, right? Then they think they got it. They think they know everything. They think they're on the right path. And what is that? That's the ego. You
hmm
ain't you ain't even have a chance to look inside of self and figure out that shit, if I got a touch of God in me, then why am I why am I supporting something that really has no true value to me for what I physically am and spiritually am?
you know,
Put my ego aside and go have an open mind to some new information.
that's what it
You know what
is,
I mean?
man. Not allowing yourself to get flustered by the truth and shit like that. It's like they say, like Rod be saying, he be like, once you hear the truth, you can't unhear it.
You
Whether you
can't.
willing to accept it or not, you still heard it. So it's like that
Yep.
joint gonna set in one way or another, and
Yes,
you
sir.
you don't want to be in no spiritual battle with yourself because you're not gonna win that. That joint gonna prove to you in other types of ways
Huh?
that yeah, man. But it's interesting though, cause with the religion thing, like the realm really is based off
And he just went
higher
underwater
being
again.
revolves
There you
around.
go. Say that again. He went underwater. The truth. I wonder why all of a sudden it just starts doing that, kind of cutting out. Shit cutting out. Yeah, bro. We kind of went underwater for a minute, so couldn't catch all that. Can you hear me though? Yeah, I can. It's better now. Keep talking. Yeah, give it up. Give it up.
Where people that's hella in tune with religion, right? Sometimes it ends up working out for them. Because if it's what they to the core person believe, you know what I'm saying? Then that is their reality. Like your truth is your reality. So if you fully like 10 toes down on that information and you live in that life and you're like on that tip, yeah, it's gonna work for you. But at the end of the day, if you was to come to that truth and step out of that and realize the inner self and start focusing on that more, then I personally believe that that is more powerful. So, because when you're in that religion, you like you said, you're giving away the power. They're always telling you to look outside yourself and to quote unquote God's gonna take care of it type mindset. You feel me? But it's like, nah, you need to take care of it because this is your life. You feel me? And like you are the God of your life. And sometimes that's not a truth that people wanna really grasp because that takes personal recognition. That takes killing the ego, like you said. That that really starts working out your inner darkness and you got to sit in that and resonate with that and truly understand yourself. And so it's like, yeah, religion can work, but I believe personally to only a certain extent. If you're willing to come to that realization and step above that and start harnessing that inner power that you have, then I believe you can reach higher levels. And yeah, basically that's how I see it.
Yes, sir. You explaining it very well, because when I experienced Christianity in the beginning, then I experienced the 5% Nation, then experienced um, information of the FOI, then get into Islam, get into the Quran, take the Shahada, learn all that information, get all this information, and it all kind of segues into something else where that's not it. There's more. Some of Once you recognize the dogma in it, right, and see that they putting a leash around your neck and putting you in a box, then I gotta keep moving. All right, thanks for the
Well, you
information
see,
over here, guys. See you later. I
yeah,
wasn't gonna forget you. I'm gonna keep all that stored in the data bank, right? But
right.
I'm not. I can't sit down. I can't quit. Can't settle for none of that. There's more. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? There's so much more to it. Where I'm like, damn, I'm fiending for it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the rest
Bro,
of the information at?
where is it, yo?
And guess what? You got a freaking micro quantum processor in your hand, able to go and get some information. I'm gonna use it.
Come on.
I'm gonna use it.
Gotta use it. Gotta use it.
And digital library. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Like, I'm never stop, never settle. Gotta keep going. So that's why, like, I think it's very prevalent that we have these conversations and try to explore, bounce ideas off one another. No matter,
Hmm.
no matter even if it's a homeless person, like I'll chop it up with them real quick. I might find this.
Yeah.
If you in the movie, They Clone Tyrone, one of the sharpest dudes in the movie was the bum outside with the alcohol. If you ain't Pete, he was telling some truths. You know what I'm saying? He was hip,
Hmm.
and that's how it go, man. Because you can't judge. You gotta put the ego aside. You can't
Come
judge
on.
people.
Come
I ain't gotta
on.
rock with you, but I ain't gonna judge you. I don't judge
You
people.
know?
I don't judge people because they attach themselves to religion. I don't judge people because they attach themselves to feminist or alternative lifestyle conditions. I don't do that,
Right.
but I am aware of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I know what kind of energy you may hold, so I gotta treat you accordingly. Give you,
Hmm.
give you a fair shot to prove me right, prove me wrong, or figure it out on your own.
Hmm. I think yeah, it's good to just plant those seeds in people's minds, you know?
I gotta see the plant right now. So
Some people tell you, gotta look into it.
yeah, man. The really, I wanted to talk about something, but I ain't even gonna go there. I try to save that.
Hmm.
It's it's ill out here, man, because a lot of people are waking up. A lot of people want more out of their time here on Earth. And I was thinking about it one day. I said, damn, if the creator is real, he got a messed up sense of humor, only giving us a split second of time here on this earth, right? Like, you think to tell me this motherfucker been spinning and running around for millions of years, and you gonna drop me off and give me 80, 70, 60? They even trying to make it shorter. There's a reason why they trying to make our lifespan so shorter. So they slip the telomere capsules to 120, right? So that we can outpace the world and live to 120. Now they figured out, damn, By the time these Negroes is 40, they done woke up. We gotta make sure they get up out of here even faster. 65. Matter of fact, think about
That's what they, you know,
retirement. They say they raise the retirement to the age of when people are actually kicking the ball. You know what I'm saying?
got
Yo,
no
hell,
time to live, no time to really truly experience what the life is supposed to be.
the finesse is incredible with what they've done, and I can see it, eyes wide open or eyes wide shut. You know what I'm
Come on,
saying? I start killing that monkey mind and thinking for yourself. You know what I mean? I was telling
everything.
I was telling people about the 100 monkey effect, and you can see it happening. People just get turned on. They go, oh, they just been waking up and getting on the internet talking about, yo, why do I feel like I'm a slave? I gotta keep doing this. Have y'all been feeling like this? And you know what I'm saying? Everybody's starting to think the same because
It's that's yeah, you see
it's
it more
above
and
so
more.
below. Yeah, it's above so below. If I said it before, like if our thoughts are conscious and they're going up into the cosmos, then that shit gotta come back down. We all connected as above so below through. I mean, these synapses be firing with millions and trillions of thoughts. People are bouncing off each other, not realizing they're bouncing off each other in another in a subconscious way. You know,
Hmm.
it's kind of like I was saying. You can think about somebody, and all of a sudden they'll call you.
Right,
You know,
right. That quantum entanglement effect.
yeah, we going through some inception shit and don't even know it.
No bull. Our thoughts be the mental plane. That's why they call it a mental plane, bro. Because that shit is it's a whole plane of existence. That shit is something that we haven't truly grasped yet.
You know how many times my son, you know how many times
Infinite.
my son has said, as soon as I call him, he'd be like, "Yo, I was just about to call you." I'm like, "Yeah, we connected, cuz we connected."
Ah, for real.
We on that same
That
time and don't
ass.
even know it. And yeah, man, I'm just happy to be here, still experiencing what time, this short time on Earth that we have, because I don't really want to come back and do this shit again. I'm trying to figure it out now. Oh, I forgot I had some green on me. I don't want to do this again. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's part of what you was saying earlier about when you was talking about how they snip the telomere caps, kind of keep cutting down on the lifespans and shit like that. And it's like part of that shit is about not letting people have the time to figure out the real truth. You feel me? So it's like, and I think that's part of the scheme because it's like if you know or if you find out what you really supposed to do here, right? And you quote unquote graduate Earth, you feel me, and get out of that matrix once you go back to your soul existence once you leave this body and you travel and then you're able to leave this area and choose something else, that's another soul that they lost, you feel me? So they're like they lose power. So the more people on that Christ conscious type of time set and able to get out of this situation and quote unquote graduate the earth, then yeah, that's exactly why they want to keep you here. So they can keep siphoning the energy, you feel me? So they're like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
And they
it's
probably
been.
get the most power from the people with the real souls, you feel me? Like from the entities with that actually our bodies carrying souls within, they probably are able to siphon the most power from.
Oh yeah,
And that's probably why those groups of people are so heavily what would you call it?
guarded. They are literally prisoners of war. All
You
right.
feel me?
So what we talking about is we have been at war from the beginning, and we didn't know it. Even right now, people ain't aware that they are in a war. There ain't
Yeah,
bullets flying over your head, and there's not bombs being dropped on you. But we are in a
no.
spiritual war of a conjuring spell where we are in the black. We
Mhm.
are asleep. We are oblivious to what's really going on. We're not privy. But
Mhm.
this is what we're talking about when if you become privy to what's you're actually supposed to be doing while you're here, then you become dangerous. Now,
Precisely.
it's how long did it take for if we wasn't in a war, right? If we wasn't in a war, why would they create systems for our biggest, fastest, tallest people to be Tyroned into a system of shooting a ball, throwing a ball, running and jumping, getting paid millions of dollars, so they'll be distracted from what they really were came here to do. So
Mhm.
it's not a coincidence that we see what do you call it? We see Anunnaki DNA being dropped on the earth still, and someone is almost 8 feet tall and 7 foot tall, and you know what I'm
Kick the
saying? Like
Wembenyama ass.
so 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 what we see, people don't know what they're looking at, even when they see those real obese people. They don't know what they're looking at. They just think these people are just normal. No, this is DNA that's coming from a whole different um, existence of beings that were here under the earth or on the earth at a time, and that's the inner earth, right? And it's 120 years that we was we was granted at a time. Before that, we was living 500, 800 years, right? We talk about the King's List.
You dig?
So, like you said, we figured they knew. Now, this is how messed up this is that they knew that during the age of the times we are living in, that they have to have um, contingency plans for the amount of people that's going to wake up. They
Mhm.
had to put in contingency plans and diversions and systems in place to counteract what we got going on and where we're headed because they gotta get up out of here. They gotta give it back, and we seeing it unfold in real time right in front of our eyes, and people don't really know what they're looking at when they see the conditions of the world between Chicago, the old DC, the Gulf of Mexico, all everything that you've seen, we seen going on, the UFOs, the UAPs, all of the stuff we seen.
Mhm.
People think this is a game. Now they knew this was
Mhm.
all going to come into form at a time because they in contact with somebody outside of this firmament, right? So they got to have these contingency plans in order to keep control. Because you can see they're losing control. They're losing control of it.
No. And it's funny 'cause it's so that people that you would never expect to hear some type of information like that from are people that's saying shit like this nowadays. You feel me? That's how obvious this shit getting. People
Right,
that you
like
would never expect to see some shit for really what it is. Saying some shit like that, I'm like, whoa, okay. So then yeah, it's really starting.
yeah, yeah. The, it's a beautiful thing when you hear and notice someone's growth or their thoughts change and grow up into what they supposed to, you know what I mean, in a whole new direction. Instead of
Mhm.
I can't do the same thing I was doing when I was 16. I can't think that way anymore. It doesn't work. It's not healthy. It's not gonna help me and mine. Like I said before, I
Mhm.
got children. I got children, and it's my duty to give them better information that my parents gave me. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
Now, what we was doing when I was a kid, they said we get up in the morning and on a Saturday morning, and I ain't had to be home until the street lights came back on, right?
You feel me?
And I was out there learning what was going on, figuring it out day after day as a child, you
Yeah.
know. So, but now the kids ain't outside like that. they got access to the internet, and they on a whole different timeline because the world is different from back in the 80s and the early 90s.
Mhm.
So now that I realize that there's a lot of dogma out here, there's a lot of programming, there's a lot of miseducation, there's a lot of planning to keep control of our children. So I need to make my
Mhm.
children aware that they're gonna try to put you in a box. They're gonna try to manipulate your brain into thinking that things are like this because it's supposed to be, and it ain't supposed to be like
Whole time.
this. We ain't supposed to be tied to a freaking a job when all that's gonna do is put you right on a fucking plantation. Maybe you can create your own job, become your own leader, your own, have an entrepreneurial, free thinking spirit where you start creating for your people moving forward instead of working and creating for someone else, getting paid peanuts, working your ass off your whole life and always broke. That shit. That's what you came here for on the earth to do. Shit, if you ain't figured that out, nope. When I
That's not it.
I heard that Rothschild dude said that he feels that they have the right to rule over us. I said, oh hell no, they have the right to rule over us. Man, look, I had enough of this shit. And we
That's like how the colonizers came over here and started like making contractual paperwork, putting it on people saying we own this, and what proves y'all own this paper?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, who is you? Why is you? You know what I'm saying? Why is you here? What is you doing? Like, we got a whole setup that we've been running with hundreds of thousands of people over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, way before you even was thought of, type shit. So it's like that's how they like to play it. Like, make up new rules, implement them shits.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, keep it moving. And yeah, bro,
Shit, the colonists.
they be passing on.
Yeah. So the colonization, yo, it got so bad that they don't even everybody that tries to uh, disassociate with the government, they get demonized, terrorized, off. It's like, yo, we just want to go over here and do our own thing, but y'all just won't leave us alone. It's kind of like I peeped it when I peeped the David Crush situation. I was like, damn, he was over there doing his own thing, and they wasn't having it. They did the same thing to Malachi Z. Yo, he doing his own thing. They wasn't having it. All the other communities and people that say, yo, we want to disassociate from y'all, what y'all got going on because we don't rock with y'all.
Noble Drew Ali
It's
wasn't
phenomenal.
having it.
Noble Drew Ali, they just ain't letting it go down the way we want it to go down, the way it should, man. It's crazy, cuz.
And that's how you know it's a system built on the reliance of the people, because they don't want the people to build their own system. They're like, nah, we built this system and we need you a part of this.
Yep.
And that's why they was pushing so heavy. That's why they was pushing Martin's what Martin was preaching so heavy was because he was about integration. You know what I'm saying? He was about getting the people together. I mean, until the end. Once he found out the real truth, and once he found out the real truth, and he was changing up his tune, that's when they got him out of here. But before that, when he was preaching, oh, You need that? Yeah,
Yo,
wasn't having it.
you know what I heard, yo? I heard that they back in the times they tied a pregnant woman to the horses, a pregnant woman to the horses, beat the horses so they rip the woman apart. The baby falls on the floor, and then they go and stomp the baby out. So if this is if this is the thinking and the way they got down, right? Why would you ever want them to have access to
Right.
your blood, to your babies, to to your way of life, even feed you? I don't want nothing from them. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody that gets down like that, I don't really want to be a part of that. I don't want you to have access to my children, and that's where what I really regret not having this information prior to having my children, so that they didn't fall into the same system. They took
I feel
they
you.
put my babies on a contract of a birth certificate. They took whatever they circumcision for my son, and then put that skin on their face. And, you know what I'm saying? Disgusting people, and they fingerprinted in with the bottom of my baby's feet, create these systems behind the closed doors behind our backs to put us in that in a spell, because that's what all that is. If you sign in something, it's and this is the things that are alchemically charged between from the Masons and all this stuff that they got going on and they believe in that we didn't have no idea was going on. So
Mhm.
here we are just now in these days and times figuring out pieces of this information one day at a time, trying to share it with each other so that we can help each other, and then we still got the people that resisted. Oh
Mhm.
man, yeah, there's people still running around on Earth thinking that we went to the moon back in the '60s. This is crazy. There's people still running around on Earth thinking that Obama was on their side because he may share your same skin tone, and all skin folk ain't kinfolk. It ain't like
Oh, skinfolk, man. Kin the ones that our people specifically have to start.
don't even know who their true enemy is. Don't even know they still worried about the pale face when they ain't it's right in front of your face. So who's really doing it to you? Who's really working you over and sit through the system? Who really runs the world? And it ain't pale faces. When you really look at the meat and potatoes of it, the infiltration is serious. And what's the
The cat's
best
paw.
catch ball?
The cat's paw play.
It's real and in effect.
We gonna distract you over here. You ain't never gonna know what's really going on.
Yo, they put that shit in a movie called The Prestige.
Yo, I watched that the other day.
Watched it?
I was I didn't get a full watch because I was kind of sleeping, but I'm gonna rewatch it. But yeah, I was peeping it. I was definitely peeping it. I put that shit on.
Word. Yeah, get that in.
Yeah,
Get that in you. Get that medicine up
it
in you.
was they was going in. They had Tesla in there and everything. I was like, okay, this is what's up. I was fucking with it.
Yup. I mean, they've been doing it so long, putting it in our faces and then monetizing it and selling it to us. It's just crazy. I be thinking back, I'm like, damn. Man, I think about too, like the things in my life that I've been drawn to naturally, not even knowing that I was drawn to it. Now I'm like, oh, no wonder why I was drawn to it, because I was identifying with something that was going on, not realizing that
Hmm.
I was genetically drawn to it. You know?
That subconscious going to work. That's that shit I be talking about, bro.
Word.
Cause yeah, your real being was resonating with that. It resonates with certain little nuggets of information along your life, and then when you sit back and you really start thinking about them shits as a whole, You're like, damn, this was to get me to realize this. This was to get me to realize that. You know what I'm saying? This was waking me up to this information, telling me to go search this and research this, so I can really better understand the overarching scope of the whole shit.
You ever hear about the Busy Bone dude or whatever, Bone Thugs and Harmony dude that kind of came out and talked about the meeting he went through about the prison system and the music industry, what direction they were about to do, and how they were going to basically finesse us. And the year, I was talking about this yesterday, the year was 1999 when a dude, a caseworker in Detroit, brought up that whole, he had a whole pamphlet about that meeting. I was privy, like you're saying, like I didn't know that I got that information back then, where in 2022 they actually now dropping this information on the internet. People now talking about what the plan was to destroy us through music, right? So it's crazy how everything lines up and it comes in full swing because it takes time for it to happen. That's why I'm telling you, we wake up at a certain time, certain age, and you have to wait. By the time that happens, you don't have enough time left. So we gotta wake the young ones up sooner so that they can have a better shot at figuring out how to navigate this matrix. And look like the homie dropped off. I feel like I've been on here long enough running my mouth. Thanks for everybody out there support the channel. Welcome to the Black Rosewood Tribe. Shout out to the man OT. Appreciate you for coming on the live and dropping your gems, man, and getting down, keeping it funky. We only each one teach one, man. Shukran, Afwan, Kufu Allahu Ahad, Allahu Samad, Lam Yalid, Wa Lam Yulad, Wa Lam Yakuluhu Kufuwan Ahad. Peace, y'all. Have a wonderful day. See you on the next one. Water.